I want to talk a little bit about the Aspire by Hestan grill today. It's actually one of my favorite grills to cook on. I've cooked on a number of different grill brands, from the big box brands that you would see at retail stores like a Weber. I've cooked on charcoal, I've cooked on smokers, gas grills, hibachi style, teppanyaki, and honestly, I come back to a gas grill every single time because it's easy to work with, it's easy to light, it lights right up, it gets hot real fast. Some people like to cook low and slow. I get that. That's everybody's preference. But I like to be able to light the grill up easily, efficiently, get it nice and hot, and get that flavor. So I'm really excited because I'm able to cook on two grills that I carry. One being the Hestan. I don't have that with me at the house today, but I have the Aspire by Hestan, which is the little brother of the Hestan, essentially. What's nice about the Aspire is that it's all handcrafted in the USA, in California. It's 304 grade stainless steel, made throughout, and it's a quality piece that has powerful burners. If you've never cooked on a luxury grill, on a high performance grill, you'll be impressed and surprised by the amount of heat and control you have. Because honestly, until I started cooking on the Aspire and the Hestan, I was not accustomed to that. I was used to a lower heat output. The only time that you can get anywhere near this heat output is with a charcoal grill, and that's something you can't really control. You gotta wait for it and kind of keep an eye on measuring when you're gonna be able to put your food on the grill. So it's nice to have that control, have that heat output that you really need for searing different meat cuts. Today I'm going to go ahead and sear and cook a ribeye that I picked up. I seasoned it, and I'm just going to demonstrate some of the beautiful features of this grill and talk about how I like to cook my steak. Alright, I just got this thing fired up and it's starting to preheat. I'll just peek under the hood. Looking at about 300 degrees ambient temperature right now. Ooh, I can feel that heat off that sear burner. It's pretty intense. As you can see, you've got that sear burner right there on the left. And you've got the U burner to the right with the charcoal briquette system. Now, what's really unique about the Aspire by Hestan is that we allow you to flip those briquette trays and still use them. They're designed so that you can reverse them. And that does two things. One, it kind of burns off any type of grease or fat that may have lingered on top of that briquette tray. But number two, it prolongs the life of those ceramic briquettes because you're not heating that side. So if you actually flip them, let's say 5 or 6 times a year, you're gonna prolong the life of that by 50%. And you're getting a cleaner cooking surface and better results, less flare up. So there's actually a purpose behind that. Another thing I really want to point out is the ignition system on this. This is a premium ignition system that features glow plugs that get red hot and ignite the fuel. Basically, what that means is you're not going to hear that click, click, click sound. No click, clicks here. This is just push, hold, and let the gas go on. It's going to be longer lasting, more effective, and basically ensures the light every time. I want to talk about the looks of the Aspire. As you can see here, we have it featured in our Prince Blue. It is available in several different colors now in 2020. You can see that on the Hestan.com website. You'll notice the beautiful badge and the temperature gauge. Notice the fit and finish of that hood. It's a real beautiful piece, high performance. It's time to sear the steak. Not bad. Now I do want to point out, when you are using a sear burner, you've got that intense heat. You really want to sear your food on high. If you're searing a good steak or a good pork chop, you don't want to let that sear burner go anything lower than high, because you don't want the juices to drip down and coagulate and clog those pores. That's the important fact you need to know when you are going to purchase a grill that has a sear burner. Whether it be an Aspire by Hestan or Hestan, you always have to burn off those drippings and make sure you cook it on high. You do have the ability to bring it down lower if you're going to cook something that's not going to drip juices and it won't coagulate. Keep that in mind. Alright, I'm getting a little bit of flare up, which is not a bad thing. It's going to happen. You're going to get those juices, and that fat is going to start to burn off, and it's going to drip down onto that sear burner. That is over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit down there, so it's to be expected. This is what you want to get that Maillard effect and get that great caramelization and that crust. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it over to the other side, lower the heat. I just wanna show you that beautiful piece right there, sizzling. Whew. So now we're gonna go ahead and finish off the steak a little bit lower temperature. We get that perfect caramelization that we wanted, that Maillard effect. And I've got the burner on medium here. You can see that, medium. I went ahead and burnt out the juices on the sear burner. I'm gonna shut it off so that we don't have that excess heat when I'm trying to reach over. But I gotta say, this thing cooks beautifully, looks beautiful, and it's a long-lasting piece. I highly recommend it. I showed you how the ceramics are reversible. So you can flip them over after a few cooks and burn off that excess grease. Well, it's also beautifully designed to reduce flare-up, and that is important. If you take a look at this, I had the steak on here for about 2 minutes after I seared it, and I'm not getting any flare-ups. If I move the steak a little bit, I'll get a minimal flare-up, as you'll see in a second. Nothing. It's really, really well designed. And that's important, because if you want control, that's what a gas grill can afford to give you. You've got the intense heat from a sear burner, and then you've got the control from the U-burner with the ceramic briquette system that evenly distributes the heat, controls the flare-up, and gives you that longevity that's important in a high-performance, commercially inspired gas grill. All right, it is time to take this off the heat. We're gonna let it rest, of course, a few minutes, and then cut it up. Oh yeah. Look at that beautiful deep red, perfectly cooked. That crust on the outside. Oh. Gotta try it. Fantastic. If anybody has any questions about this grill, I'd be happy to answer them down in the comments. Once again, this is Nick. I'm with Distinctive Appliances Distributing, talking about the Aspire by Hestan. Next video coming up will be a Hestan grill, and I will also be doing something from Hestan Indoor. I'll be cooking on the Hestan Q induction smart cooktop. That, my friends, is going to be an amazing demonstration. Stay tuned. Thank you.